Before we begin our time of communion together, I want to tell you how much it means to have you here at Miracle Prayer Studio. Our hearts often search for a place where they can be still, and I am so grateful that we have found that place in each other's company this morning. If you find peace in these moments of shared faith, I warmly invite you to subscribe and become a part of our family so that we may walk this path of grace together, sunrise after sunrise. Often, when the house is still and the rest of the world remains tucked away in sleep, a quiet question begins to stir within the depths of our souls. We wonder if the paths we are treading actually lead anywhere, or if we are merely repeating motions that have lost their color. Life has a way of feeling like a vast, beautiful forest where it is all too easy to lose our sense of direction, leaving us standing in the shadows of our own doubts. We look at our hands and wonder what they were truly meant to build, and we look at our days and wonder if they are passing us by without a deeper meaning. Yet, in this shared human experience, we find a common thread of hope that binds us together. We are all seekers, all longing to be part of a story larger than ourselves. And it is in this very longing that we find the first glimmer of our true calling. Our purpose is not a trophy to be won or a destination to be reached through exhaustion, but a gentle unfolding of who we were always meant to be in the eyes of the one who knit us together. My dear Lord, as the soft light of this new morning begins to touch the corners of the room, I come before you with a heart that is wide open and quiet. I feel the weight of the day ahead with all its tasks and its unknowns. But more than that, I feel a deep desire to simply be in your presence. You are the architect of time and the weaver of every soul's destiny. And I find such comfort in knowing that I do not have to figure everything out on my own. In Proverbs 3:5-6, we are given a beautiful and grounding promise that says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." These words feel like a cool breeze on a fevered brow, reminding me that my own limited perspective is not the final word on my life. I have spent so much energy trying to understand things that are beyond my reach, trying to force doors open or predict the turns in the road. But today, I choose to lean into you instead. To trust you with all my heart means to let go of the why and the how, and to rest in the who. Father, I understand now that submitting to you in all my ways isn't about giving up my will in fear, but about aligning my heartbeat with yours in love. It is an invitation to walk hand in hand with the Creator of the stars, knowing that you see the end from the beginning. When the verse says you will make my paths straight, I don't necessarily expect a life without curves or hills, but I trust that the direction will be clear and the purpose will be true. I lay down my need to be in control, my need to have all the answers before I take a single step. Instead, I pick up the simple, humble faith that you are leading me. Even when the path ahead is shrouded in the morning mist, you are the light that never dims, and your word is the lamp that shows me exactly where to place my foot for this moment. And that is enough for me. Jesus, I offer this entire day to you, holding it out like a gift that has just been unwrapped. Everything that this day holds, the busy hours of work, the quiet moments of rest, the conversations I will have, and even the thoughts that will drift through my mind, I place it all in your hands. I don't want to keep any part of this day for myself, or try to manage it through my own strength alone. I give you my schedule with all its deadlines and appointments, asking that you would be the underlying rhythm of my time. If there are interruptions, let me see them as divine appointments. If there are delays, let them be moments where I can practice patience and find you in the waiting. I surrender my ambitions and my plans, asking that your will would override mine whenever I start to go astray. My King, I want my life to be a living prayer, an offering that is pleasing to you in every small detail. Father in heaven, I surrender my worries about whether I am doing enough or being enough. So often I feel the pressure to prove my worth through my achievements, but today I want to find my worth simply in being your child. I give you my worries about my future and the path I am supposed to take. I trust that you are already there in my tomorrows, preparing the way and making sure that I have everything I need to fulfill the calling you have placed on my soul. I offer you my talents, both the ones I am confident in and the ones I am still afraid to use. Use them as you see fit, for the good of others and for your glory. May my work today not be a source of stress, but a channel of your grace, as I try to do everything with a spirit of excellence and love. My King, I want to thank you for the simple beauty that surrounds me right now, things I so often take for granted in the rush of life. Thank you for the air in my lungs and the steady beat of my heart, reminding me that I am alive and that you still have a plan for me. I am grateful for the shelter over my head and the warmth that keeps me safe. My soul overflows with gratitude for the people you have placed in my life, those who love me, those who challenge me, and those who walk beside me through the seasons. I thank you for the lessons I have learned in the valleys, for they have taught me more about your faithfulness than the mountaintops ever could. Every breath is a mercy, and every heartbeat is a testimony to your enduring love. Father, I am so thankful for the ways you have guided me in the past, even when I didn't realize it at the time. I look back and see the no's that were actually protections and the waits that were actually preparations. You have been so kind to me, gentle Lord. I thank you for the strength you give me when I feel weak, and for the peace that surpasses all understanding when my world feels chaotic. Thank you for the beauty of your creation, from the smallest flower to the vastness of the morning sky, for it all points back to your infinite creativity and care. I am grateful that I can come to you just as I am, without any masks or pretenses, knowing that I am fully known and deeply loved by the one who made me. Heavenly Father, as I sit in this space of gratitude, I also feel the need to bring my mistakes and my shortcomings before you. I am sorry for the times I have allowed my ego to take the lead, thinking that I knew better than you. I ask for your forgiveness for the moments when I have been impatient with those around me, or when I have spoken words that were sharp instead of healing. Forgive me for the times I have let fear dictate my choices, or when I have hidden the light you gave me because I was afraid of what others might think. I have often focused on what I lack instead of what you have so abundantly provided, and for that, I am truly sorry. Cleanse my heart, Lord, and help me to start this day with a spirit that is pure and eyes that are focused on your truth. Jesus, I ask for your grace to forgive myself as well. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is the one I see in the mirror, but I know that your mercy is bigger than my failures. Help me to let go of the regrets from yesterday so that they don't weigh down the possibilities of today. I release the guilt of things I should have done differently and the shame of the times I fell short of the person I want to be. I receive your forgiveness with a humble heart, and I ask that you would transform my weaknesses into strengths through your power. Help Help me to walk in the freedom that comes from being forgiven, and let that freedom give me the courage to follow you more closely today than I did yesterday. My dear Lord, as I look toward the hours ahead, I find myself seeking a deeper sense of why I am here. Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." This thought resonates so deeply within me as I pray today. I don't just want to pass through this world. I want my life to mean something in your kingdom. I ask for the wisdom to see the purpose in the mundane tasks. Whether I am washing dishes, typing at a keyboard, or caring for a child, let me see the divine significance in those moments. Help me to understand that my calling isn't always a grand stage. Sometimes it is found in the quiet faithfulness of doing small things with great love. Father, please light up my path so that I can see the opportunities to be compassionate and useful today. Open my eyes to the needs of the people I will encounter. Maybe someone needs a word of encouragement, a listening ear, or a simple smile that says they are seen. Let my life be a vessel of your honor. When I am faced with choices, give me the integrity to choose what is right over what is easy. I want to live in a way that reflects your character, showing the world a glimpse of your kindness and your justice. Teach me how to be truly useful in your hands, using the specific gifts you've given me to bring a little more light into a dark world. My King, I pray for a spirit of discernment as I seek my soul's calling. The world is so full of noise, and there are so many voices telling me who I should be and what I should want. Help me to tune out the static so that I can hear your voice above all others. I want to follow the path you have designed for me, not the one that society or my own insecurities have constructed. Give me the courage to say no to things that are good, but not best for the mission you have for me. Guide my passions and my interests, using them as signposts that point toward the work you have prepared in advance for me to do. I trust that you have not called me to be anyone else, but to be the most authentic and faithful version of the person you created me to be. Jesus, I lift up my work and my daily responsibilities to you once again. If I am in a season where my job feels like a burden, or where I don't see the value in what I am doing, please give me a fresh perspective. Help me to see that even in the challenges, there is a purpose. Perhaps it is to build my character, to teach me perseverance, or to place me in the path of someone who needs to see your love through me. If I am in a season of transition or looking for my place in the world, I ask for your clear direction. Show me the next right step and give me the peace to wait on your timing. I know that you are never in a hurry and your plans are always perfect. I trust that you are positioning me exactly where I need to be to fulfill the calling you have for my life. Father in heaven, I also pray for my family and my home. I ask that my purpose would begin there, in the most intimate of circles. Help me to be a source of peace and light for those I live with. Give me the wisdom to guide my children, if I have them, helping them to discover their own unique purposes and the beauty of your love. Protect my household from the stresses and distractions that try to pull us apart. May our home be a sanctuary where your presence is felt and where each person is encouraged to grow into the person you intended them to be. I entrust their lives to you, knowing that you love them even more than I do, and I ask that you would light their paths as well. My dear Lord, as I continue this prayer, I feel my heart expanding to include those beyond my own life. I intercede for the people who are feeling completely lost today, those who wake up and feel as though their lives have no meaning or value. Please whisper your truth to their weary souls. Let them feel a sense of your presence that breaks through the darkness of their depression or their confusion. Bring someone into their lives who can reflect your light and give them a reason to hope again. I pray for the leaders of the world that they would find their purpose in serving others with humility and justice. I pray for the healers, the teachers, and the caregivers, that you would renew their strength and remind them of the profound impact they are making. My King, I want to be a person who carries your peace into every room I enter. Sometimes I feel so small and insignificant, but then I remember that even a tiny candle can dispel the darkness in a large room. Help me not to underestimate the power of a life lived in alignment with your will. Whether my calling is to reach thousands or to simply love one person well, let me do it with my whole heart. I am placing all my fears of inadequacy at your feet. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be willing. Take my yes today, Lord, and do something beautiful with it. I am yours, and I am ready to follow where you lead. Father, I find myself thinking of the many times I have felt like I was in a waiting room, stagnant and without a clear direction. But I realize now that even in the waiting, there is a work being done in me. You are preparing my heart to carry the weight of the purpose you have for me. You are building my faith and my endurance. I thank you for the quiet seasons, for the times when nothing seems to be happening on the outside, because I know that on the inside, you are deep at work. Help me to be faithful in the hidden years, just as I hope to be faithful in the visible ones. My purpose is not just about what I do, but about who I am becoming in you. Jesus, as this morning progresses and the world begins to stir with more energy, keep my soul anchored in this peace we have shared. Let the rhythm of this prayer stay with me throughout the day, like a gentle song humming in the background of my mind. When I feel stressed, let me breathe in your grace. When I feel confused, let me look back at the straight path you have promised. I'm so grateful that I don't have to walk alone. You are my shepherd, my counselor, and my dearest friend. I trust you with the unfolding of my life story, knowing that every chapter is written with your love. My King, I continue to pray for clarity in the areas where I feel stuck. If there are habits or mindsets that are blocking me from seeing my soul's calling, please gently reveal them to me. I want to be a clear vessel, unclouded by bitterness, greed, or pride. Give me a heart that is soft and teachable. I want to be someone who listens well, not just to words, but to the needs of the world and the whispers of your spirit. Guide me in my relationships, helping me to pour into people in a way that helps them find their purpose too. We are all in this together, and I pray that our collective lives would form a beautiful tapestry that honors you. My dear Lord, as I continue to sit here in the quiet of this morning, I feel the gentle nudge of your Spirit urging me to look deeper than the surface of my daily routines. I realize that finding my purpose isn't always about discovering a new career or a grand mission, but about the way I carry your love into the spaces I already inhabit. Mother Teresa once beautifully reminded us that not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Father, help me to embody this truth today. I ask that you would infuse my ordinary actions with extraordinary intention. When I am preparing a meal, let it be an act of nourishment and care. When I am answering an email, let my words be seasoned with grace and patience. I want my soul's calling to be evident in the quiet, unseen moments just as much as it is in the moments that others might notice. Father in heaven, I ask for a special measure of wisdom today as I navigate the crossroads of my life. Sometimes the path ahead feels like a labyrinth, and I am unsure which turn to take. I bring my specific decisions before you now, the ones that keep me awake at night and the ones that weigh on my mind during the day. Please sharpen my spiritual ears so that I can hear your direction. I don't want to move out of panic or pressure, but out of a deep sense of peace that comes from you. My King, guide my thoughts so that they align with your truth. If I am leaning too much on my own understanding, gently pull me back to the center of your will. I trust that you are opening the right doors and closing the ones that would lead me away from my true purpose. Jesus, I pray for the healing of any old wounds that might be blurring my vision of the future. So many times the pain of the past acts like a fog, making it hard to see the beauty of the calling you have for me. I ask that you would touch the places in my heart that still feel bruised by rejection or failure. Wash away the lies I have believed about myself, that I am not gifted enough, that I have made too many mistakes, or that it is too late for me to start something new. You are the restorer of all things, and I believe that you can use even my broken pieces to build something magnificent. Let your healing light shine into the dark corners of my memories, bringing a sense of closure and the courage to move forward with a light heart. My King, I ask for the strength to persevere when the journey feels long and the rewards seem far away. There are days when I feel weary of doing good, when it feels like my efforts are going unnoticed, or that I am not making any real progress. In those moments, please be my second wind. Remind me that the seeds I am planting today will bear fruit in your perfect timing. Give me the grit to keep showing up, the discipline to stay faithful to the small tasks, and the hope to keep looking toward the horizon. I am placing my exhaustion at your feet, and I ask that you would replace it with your supernatural energy. I want to run the race you have set before me with endurance, never losing sight of the prize of knowing you more deeply. Father, I lift up my children and the younger generation to you, asking that you would protect their hearts as they seek their own paths. The world they are growing up in is so loud and demanding, constantly trying to tell them who they should be. I ask that you would be a shield around their minds, guarding them from the pressures to conform and the fear of not measuring up. Help them to hear your voice early in their lives. Grant them the courage to embrace their unique gifts and the wisdom to use them for your purposes. I pray that they would find their identity in your love rather than in their achievements. Light up their paths, Lord, and lead them into lives that are rich with meaning and overflowing with your grace. My dear Lord, I want to intercede for my community and for those who are struggling to find work or a sense of place. I think of those who wake up every morning feeling the weight of uncertainty, wondering how they will provide for their families or where they fit into the world. Please provide for their needs in ways that only you can. Open up opportunities that align with their talents and provide them with a sense of dignity and purpose. I ask that you would bring people into their lives who can offer a hand up, a word of hope, or a new perspective. Let our communities be places where every person feels valued and where we look out for one another with the same love you have shown us. Father in heaven, I surrender the results of my labor to you. I have a tendency to measure my success by the outcomes I see, but I know that you look at the heart and the faithfulness of the journey. I release my need for external validation and my desire for quick results. Whether I see the harvest today or many years from now, I want to be content knowing that I have been obedient to your leading. Help me to find joy in the process itself, in the learning, the growing, and the serving. My King, I give you my reputation and my legacy. May my life be remembered not for what I gained, but for how I loved and how I reflected your light to everyone I met along the way. Jesus, I am so grateful for the mundane parts of my life that I often overlook. I thank you for the quiet mornings, the predictable routines, and the simple comforts of home. I realize now that these are the foundations upon which my purpose is built. I thank you for the challenges that force me to grow and the obstacles that remind me of my need for you. Every part of my life, the bitter and the sweet, is being used by your hand to shape me into the person I am meant to be. I thank you for the gift of time, and I ask for the grace to use it wisely, never wasting the precious moments you have given me. My soul finds rest in the knowledge that nothing in my life is wasted when it is placed in your care. My King, I ask for your protection from the distractions that seek to pull me away from my calling. It is so easy to get caught up in the trivialities of the day, to spend my energy on things that don't truly matter, or to let my focus be scattered by the endless stream of information and noise. Please help me to keep my eyes fixed on you. Give me the self-control to set boundaries and the clarity to prioritize what is truly important. I want to live a life that is intentional and focused rather than reactive and hurried. Protect my mind from comparison and my heart from envy, so that I can run my own race with a spirit of gratitude and joy. Father, I find myself thinking of the words of C.S. Lewis, who once said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." This gives me such hope, especially on the days when I feel like I've missed my window of opportunity. I thank you that your mercies are not only new every morning, but your callings are also renewed throughout our lives. Whether I am in the springtime of my youth or the autumn of my years, you still have a work for me to do. Help me to stay curious and open to the new things you are doing in and through me. I want to be a lifelong learner of your ways, always ready to step into the next chapter you have written for my soul. My dear Lord, I surrender my very soul to you in this final moment of our morning prayer. I give you my fears of the unknown and my anxieties about the path ahead. I replace them with a quiet confidence that you are walking beside me every step of the way. I don't need to know the whole map. I only need to know the guide. Thank you for the peace that is settling over my heart right now, a peace that tells me everything is going to be all right, because I am yours. I am stepping out into this day with my head held high, not because of who I am, but because of who you are. Your love is my fuel, your word is my compass, and your presence is my home. As we prepare to close this time together and move into the bustle of our lives, let's take a moment to look at one another with fresh eyes. We are all carrying burdens we don't speak of, and we are all searching for that spark of divinity in our daily existence. Humanity is a beautiful, messy, and holy thing, and faith is the bridge that carries us across the gaps between us. Remember that your life is a story that God is still writing, and He never wastes a single word. Be gentle with yourself today, for you are a work in progress, and the light you are seeking is already living within you, waiting to be shared with a world that so desperately needs it. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this sacred time of communion. May the words of my heart and the meditations of my soul be acceptable in your sight. I go forth now, ready to light up the path you have set before me and to discover the fullness of my soul's calling. I place my trust, my hope, and my future into your loving hands, knowing that you will never leave me nor forsake me. Guide me, protect me, and use me for your glory today and always. Amen.